Good evening, Lake Orion. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina, and I am.
Between Taorminas.
What in the world let this guy in here? I'm here with Sammy. Once again, no Ian. Don't know why. I guess we got to hold auction. We got to hold auditions soon. We might have to hold auditions for a new host. Anybody interested for a new host? Just let me know. And we'll consider you. Not Bob Dowd. Bob Dowd's band. Wow, you're cold, especially with what could happen. If they hear if they hear you, they're going to make you might be in for a tough time. I'm not. I'm fine. Okay. Well, anyways, let's talk the first topic, Tigers. The Tigers won the series with the Kansas City Royals. 5 game series, Tigers won 3 of them. What's your take on them? That the Tigers, that if Miguel Cabrera plays well, this team plays well, and if the Tigers can't score runs like they did on that Friday, then they're in deep trouble. Do you think a lot of that had to do with the Royals pitching? And on Friday, during the doubleheader? Oh no, Tigers couldn't even hit. Big game James Shields played well in that series, and then a rookie who I never even heard of shut down the Tigers. Why? He beat Justin Verlander too. He beat Justin Verlander of all people. Verlander did not pitch a bad game in that game. No. It's just the Tigers had no offense. And then Saturday, of course, Miguel Cabrera's heroics. And then Sunday was just... Miguel Cabrera is amazing. I mean, you look at how he has played this whole season. Unbelievable. Triple Crown-like numbers. Obviously, he's got to catch Chris Davis for home runs. But, I mean, that's Triple Crown worthy. He's having a better year. I know. Than the Triple Crown year. Triple Crown. That's scary. This guy's not even in his prime yet. He's 30 years old. I mean, what in the world is we going into? Miguel Cabrera's in a world of his own. If I'm opposing teams that fear at Miguel Cabrera, here's the thing. Don't pitch to the guy! You're asking for disaster if you pitch to Miguel Cabrera! I guess people don't listen. I guess not, especially the Kansas City Royals. And the Kansas City Royals paid for it. Going in, they were down 7.5 to the Tigers. Yep. Now what are they now? 8.5? 8.5 back. It's like they didn't gain any ground. They, in fact, lost ground. Cleveland's actually 7 back. Cleveland's 7 back. So, I mean, it looks like the Tigers have got the Central well in hand. It ain't done yet because the Tigers still got to play Kansas City at least, I think, 7 more times. They got to play, I think, 4 in KC and 3 in Detroit. I think if you look at it here, that the Kansas City is very athletic. I think Kansas City will somehow. What about Cleveland? Are you saying the same thing about Cleveland? I don't think Cleveland makes it, but I think Kansas City makes it. I think Kansas City is going to somehow get in the wild card. They're too athletic. They're too athletic not to be in the playoffs. You really think Kansas City should be in the playoffs? They got the pitching. They got the hitting with Billy Butler. They got Edwin Bonifacio who can steal bases. Chris Getz steals bases. Eric Hosmer steals bases. Mike Moustakas gives power. I mean, you look at Kansas City, you watch. They will make the playoffs this year. I think the Tigers are going to I think the Tigers have got this division well in hand. I think they should be paying attention to the playoffs. Kansas City, I think, will make it as a wild card. You think so? Because then who do you think? Who do you got the one team out? The one team out, I think, will be the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland Athletics. You think both Baltimore and Oakland are going to be out? Yes. Because you look at it here, Oakland, they still got to play Texas a couple more times. Yeah. Tampa Bay, vaunted division. They know they got to play New York a couple more times. They got to play Boston a couple more times. Mm-hmm. Then they got to play Toronto, who's a spoiler, and then you got to play, who knows? Well, going forward, if you notice Prince Fielder is struggling, do you think it's just struggling, or do you think it's his issues with the divorce? I think it's his issue with divorce because Prince Fielder's had some problems with the with his marital issues. But he did something right. He did something on Saturday. He hit a home run on his son's birthday, and that's something special, especially for his son Jalen, that he can come in, and hits it. And that was one of the huge parts of the game, that game Saturday night. But I just think Prince Fielder's a little distracted right now because of the marital issues. He might deny it, but it's true.
Well, also, what'd you think about the one game where Pena got tossed?
It clearly hit the bat. You know what I mean? It clearly bounced, hit the bat. It should have been a foul ball. Instead, they called a wild pitch. This is why we need instant replay. Because instant replay instant replay is going to give you a second look. It gives you a second area to look at, whereas you depend on human error. That's why instant replay needs to be expanded to cover those other flawed areas.
You think that Jim Leland deserved to get tossed?
No, he did not. Neither did Brian Pena.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But the thing is, going forward, Tigers have got the Twins. They got your favorite. Yeah, they got your favorite team, the New York Mets.
T-Wiz Renner.
They got Boston,
Oh,
Kansas
Boston
City.
is tough.
Boston, then Kansas City. That's a tough stretch.
Well, I think the Tigers can take 2 or 3 against the Twinkies. They got Mauer, Morneau, Willingham, and they got Matt Alberts pitching on that Thursday against Justin Verlander. And then, of course, you got the Metropolitans. You got Ike Davis, David Murphy. And then you lose a bat in that series, especially Victor Martinez's bat, because the pitcher's got a bat. And then you got the Boston Red Sox, which, oh, God. Especially at Fenway, got the monster at left. Then you got that short porch at right. Not like the short porch that New York has, but it's still going to be tough there. You got David Ortiz. You got Justin Pedroia, Jacoby Ellsbury. It's going to be a tough series.
What's your final thoughts about the Tigers?
I think that they're in a good place right now, but they better be careful. I think a lot of these teams are going to start walking Miguel Cabrera intentionally now. He'll probably get more intentional walks than you ever think.
And more Tiger wins. That'd be great. We'll be right back with the Between Taorminas here on ONTV. We are back with Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Hey, that Lake Orion video never gets old. Season's on the horizon.
Yeah, football coming up, you know what I mean?
That was beautiful, winning that district championship and that regional championship for that matter.
That'd be really nice to win that double trophy back. That'd be beautiful.
That'd be awesome. Let's see what happens in 2 weeks. Let's talk about the Major League Baseball. What's going on across Major League Baseball? We talk about the Tigers. We talk about the Royals. We talk about the good things about Major League Baseball. Even the Miguel Cabrera salsa. We didn't talk about that, but that was a nice moment.
I had no idea Miguel Cabrera has a salsa.
Well, Billy Butler has his own Jam, I think it is.
I think so, Billy Butler.
Those are good things. But we
they're
got to
all
talk
clean.
about. But those are all good things. Those are all. We're got to talk about some. Speaking of the Royals, Miguel Tejada suspended 105 games for violating the substance abuse policy. What do you think?
Well, it's sad. I did not know what to expect with Miguel Tejada, especially testing positive again. This is the second time. It just bothers me that some of these players are trying to get a competitive edge over everyone that, who doesn't work hard. He compares himself to another cheat like Ryan Braun or of course the steroid who still denies that he's innocent. You just gotta look at the feelings here. It's disappointing to see that Miguel Tejada actually got caught again for testing positive, and he's suspended probably the rest of this year and probably half of next year.
But obviously, he's very old, just like Alex Rodriguez. He might not get a second chance.
He won't get a second chance, Miguel Tejada. Because who's going to take a risk on Miguel Tejada? He's going to probably retire next year.
Well, it'd be nice to see him come back, but who knows what's going to happen there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of steroids, Alex Rodriguez.
He's the steroid.
He hit a home run. You saw what Boston did. What's your take about what Boston did to A-Rod this series?
Well, I thought I got to give mad props to Ryan Dempster for hitting Alex Rodriguez on purpose. But I thought that Boston fans were right, especially with the comments that the Red Sox made. I'm very happy what John Lackey said about Alex Rodriguez, that he should not be playing. And he's exactly right, because Alex Rodriguez should not be playing through this process, because you look at it, he admitted once he took PEDs, performance enhancers. And now you got a slew of evidence that Major League Baseball has against Alex Rodriguez, and that he took PEDs. And, of course, Alex Rodriguez is starting to become a prima donna. And I know he hired a very, very decisive, despicable New York-based attorney. Not sure his name, but I know he's defended scums in various different cases, including the, who is that?
Joran Vandersloot.
Yeah, Joran Vandersloot case, this guy is just bad news.
Well, I think also, what do you think about what he said about the Yankees this week?
Why would you file grievance against your own team? Brian Cashman now has to say just hello and goodbye. He doesn't even trust Alex Rodriguez anymore. Alex Rodriguez, this is the self-centered, egotistical maniac centered. That's what Alex Rodriguez has done.
What if Alex Rodriguez is innocent?
This Major League Baseball's got a lot of evidence against this guy. But we don't know the evidence. But if you look at if he's like a Ryan Braun who wins an appeal here, then Major League Baseball and the Players Association's got serious problems.
Speaking of that, what do you think about what happened? There's been a lot of indications that point out that Alex Rodriguez implicated Ryan Braun and then also his own teammate.
Francisco Cervelli?
Yes, for PEDs.
Well, Alex Rodriguez denied it. I don't think he had a case on Cervelli, but I know he had a certain impact on Ryan Braun, because
Why?
Ryan Braun, because I think that, I don't understand why Ryan Braun used steroids in the first place, in that
he used PEDs to improve his career. A lot like A-Rod's being accused of.
And then, but they got evidence.
Admitted.
Ryan Braun admitted it, that he used
Right.
PEDs. Alex Rodriguez, and there's more evidence against Alex Rodriguez than there is against Ryan Braun. And then, I've been hearing that he's going to make a public apology to the fans. And I like
So far, nothing has happened.
So far, nothing's happened. But I like what Kirk Gibson said about Ryan Braun. Cheaters never prosper in baseball. And Kirk Gibson wants to confront Ryan Braun. His wife is upset about Ryan Braun. There's other players that work their tails off in the game of professional baseball, and they don't get recognized, and you're taking a spot over, you're taking a spot and you use PEDs to improve your performance for your team, and then that gives them a competitive advantage over the guy that just does not, who works his tail off, trying to get hard to the big leagues. He might never get there someday because somebody there is taking performance-enhancing drugs.
I can't disagree with you right there enough about what's Ryan Braun, but the question is, will the apology be sincere? That is the question. Obviously, if he's going to release a statement, then
he's got to come on air and do it. You know what I mean? He's got to come on air.
Like Michael Jackson did?
Like Michael Jackson
in 1993.
Yeah, Michael Jackson admitted it.
Come on, BT Sports.
No. Yeah. Little ghost in our head said he should come on our show. No, that ain't going to happen. I doubt that will happen. I don't know if I would allow a steroid guy to come on. Especially
what about A-Rod?
No, he's a steroid waiting to happen. He should not even be playing right now, that guy. I mean, like, I like to hear, like, and then I'm glad Boston fans deserve to boo him. You know what I mean? I'm just disappointed that there's not a lot of other people that are just booing that live in daylights out of this guy. Mm-hmm. He was a cheat in Seattle. He was a cheat in Texas. He's a cheat in New York. That's what Alex Rodriguez is. And I also blame Tom Hicks for this because he was the one that offered the 10-year, $252 million contract to Alex Rodriguez. And then Alex Rodriguez, after that opt clause, upgraded his contract to 10 years, $275 million contract. So Tom Hicks has a lot to blame in this Alex Rodriguez saga.
Any final thoughts on this?
I just think that Alex Rodriguez is going to get what's coming to him. He probably will not play. He probably will not play the entire 2015 season.
Okay. We will be right back with the Lions on Between Taorminas on ONTV.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Taorminas or Fox Sports Detroit.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I paid for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
We are back with Between Taorminas here on ONTV. We need to get Mickey York on.
Yeah, we
That'd
should.
be nice.
We should get Mickey York on.
Yeah, Mickey York, the invitation's there. Feel free to come on BT whenever you like.
They should come in a few weeks.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We got a good lineup coming up of guests coming on BT, so that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's talk about a sad topic. The Lions.
Forward down the field to the team that's just running and yield, and they give up touchdowns. Rah, rah, rah! Forward down the field and to the victory. As it's the week. Oh, what is victory? You ain't gonna win against anybody in the NFC North. That performance is awful. That's what the Lions' performance is. They don't have a linebacking core. Their secondary is god-awful. Chris Houston's terrible. And then, of course, the offense was pretty bad. Matt Stafford was awful. And this is the Cleveland Browns, for crying out loud. The Cleveland Browns, who are supposed to finish the last place, project to finish last in the AFC North. Are you kidding me? And the Lions decided to play soft ponies and let Cleveland beat them. Are you sure I could trust this team against Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago? I don't think I can. I think the Lions might lose all 6 of their games to those teams.
You are aware Calvin Johnson didn't play, right?
Even with Calvin Johnson, that team was awful.
You are aware that it was a preseason game.
Yeah, but
it doesn't count.
How would I feel week 1 when the Lions play I don't feel comfortable with this Lions team because this team's not as good as people think. The Lions are overrated this year. Even I can ask my friend Jill over there.
I think she's going to tell you that the Lions are going to be just fine.
No. I don't trust them in a match with Green Bay. I don't trust them in a match with Minnesota. And I don't trust them in a match with Chicago. You know?
You think the Lions are going to lose all 6?
Yes.
Why?
Because Adrian Peterson's going to run down their throat. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw all over him. And for some reason, Jay Cutler's going to throw 3 touchdowns against the Lions. The Lions don't pressure. If they don't bring pressure, they're going to get exposed. And if they do bring pressure and the quarterback somehow beats it, they get exposed.
You are aware who the Lions play next in preseason, right?
Who?
The Patriots.
That's a loss.
Why?
That's a loss. Tom Brady's going to rip them to shreds.
But it's preseason!
It's Tom Brady!
But it's still preseason!
It's Tom Brady! It's the New England Patriots!
Pat Ronan would love you.
New England's going to slaughter by 3 touchdowns!
3 touchdowns?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember the one show where you wore the Patriots
gear?
Terrible! You need to get that Patriots gear back on.
Shut up. That was terrible.
I think, if you looked at it, Pat Ronan said it looked great on you.
No.
You might want to look at wearing it again.
No.
Any final thoughts on the Lions?
They will not win any games in the NFC North this year.
I think that it was just a preseason game. It's just a hiccup. Time to move on. Play the next game.
Bad.
And you're saying they're going to go 0-16 again? No.
Nope. We'll go 0-16, but they won't win
good.
any in the NFC North.
Good. All right. You want to get to call-outs?
I'll
start. This week I noticed a couple things. I see good things happen. I see bad things happen. In this case, you're as a son, you're supposed to look up to your dad. In this case, I don't know about this one, especially with the sports views. Mike Wood, why? Simple. Look, you've been able to influence your sons, Kyle and Ryan, both of whom, especially Kyle, has been on the show before, and Ryan, who's also been called out, as well as Kyle. You've been able to reflect on their sports views. You have stated that you like city ballers, which is sad for the youth. You also state that you talk about wanting to like UDM. You even had Kyle come on and call me out, saying that I should be a UDM fan and like Dick Vitale. Please give me a break. Mike, I know you're a good person. I know that you want what's best. But at this point, you should encourage your sons to pursue independent sports views. That'd be great. Do I think they're going to listen? Probably not. They like listening to dear old dad. Mike Wood, your sports views outside of Lake Orion, Oakland are just bad. Enough said.
Well, my first call out, of course, today is I'm going to get into a groove here because this person always does a groove on one of her talk shows. It's Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, why? Let's look at it here. Why in the world are you doing this on your show? Why? Why? You going like you're dancing yourself out there? I don't even know what this is. Who are you? I had no idea. Jeez Louise. I can't believe this. I don't know what the world I'm doing. You just try to encourage your fans and
mostly women.
And what do? I don't know you anymore. Who are you? Okay. My last call out, of course, this guy had a huge issue. This guy, his son actually wanted you to call me out.
Yeah.
Apparently. So, this guy I have a huge beef with. I had no idea why. His name is Greg Deeg. Greg Deeg.
Again?
Let's look at it here. Why do you encourage your son to call me out?
Again?
I never did anything to that guy. It's your fault.
What?
You caused the son to have me called out on a talk show. Why? Who are you? all places. I
What
don't know
are you-
anymore.
What are you doing? First things first. What are you saying? You're saying that. So you're calling out Greg because his son Josh actually wanted me to call you out.
Yes.
You deserve a call out. For
I
that.
don't deserve a call.
You deserve a call
I
out.
don't
for that.
deserve a
You're
call.
bashing the Tigers like crazy. You bash the Tigers like crazy. You end up praising both the Indians and the Royals. You say the Tigers are done when they lose a game. Then you're just inconsistent in your Tigers sports.
I think I'm a bandwagoner.
You might be.
I'm not a bandwagoner.
How come a lot of people saying you're a bandwagoner?
I don't know.
Talk to Glenn Miller. He thinks you're a bandwagoner.
Glenn Miller has no idea what he's talking about.
You think so?
Glenn Miller has no idea what he's talking about. And I can beat him in putt-putt golf.
Well, are you hopping on Clarkson's bandwagon too, or no?
No.
Okay.
No. Just saying the projection.
Okay. Well, you're hopping on a lot of bandwagons these days. So, what type of man are you?
I'm a champion.
You're a champion.
I'm a champion.
You're a champion.
Especially my hockey team. Who's going to make the playoffs this year?
You're projecting the Dallas Stars to make playoffs.
They will
You
make-
say this every year.
They won't make the playoffs this year. They're in a new division. New division.
Same division
New era.
as Colorado.
New division, new era.
What about the Wigs? Do you think they'll make the playoffs?
They'll somehow make the playoffs, but they won't go far in the Eastern Conference.
You don't think they're going to win it? You don't think they have a chance to win the Stanley Cup?
No. Boston. 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 Boston.
You're saying Boston.
It'll be Dallas and Boston Stanley Cup final. With Dallas winning it.
Any final thoughts?
Nope. Nothing. Nothing. Except I know somewhere around the road Ellen DeGeneres and Greg Deeg are doing like this.
Ian Weatherspoon, Ian Weatherspoon, come back soon. Come back on the show. You know, it's been 4 weeks. It's been unbelievable. I'm doing a great job as the host, but Ian, come back soon. All right.
Ta-ta.
We're going to leave it at that. Ta-ta. Bye between Taorminas.